afternoon. I running around taking care of loose ends. I had a valve box cover that blew off and sucked up into the mower the other day. This guy needed palm fronds trimmed on this thing. It's super easy, and he had a dead little what kind of tree was that? I don't know, but it was right there and it was messing up my line, so it was benefiting me to take care of this stuff while I had this rig on, so I had the means to haul it, whereas with my normal rig I don't. So my loose ends route today involved grabbing that, picking up some scrap from the customers, I promise. You know, the other day I mentioned I had an accident, and it was right there. There's a steep slope down, and then there's that fence, and I was running too much pressure on the tires on the Hustler Super Z. I was trying 4 psi, and I'd normally been at 3, and that's with the taller 26-inch tall Carlisle tires, 15 tall on the front. Back down to 2.5, so I went a half a psi lower than I actually was to make up for loss of tread from wear. And because another significant difference was that I'm also boy, I tell you, that trailer back here is a piece of hunk of junk. I don't know if you can see it in the mirror. It just flops around like a damn rag. But yeah, to compensate for loss of tread and traction that way on those tires, I lowered it down to 2.5. And another reason 2.5 on psi on the tire pressure is because I've taken even more weight off of that machine. See, that's the thing you can't do with wheels. Their flex and suspension, of whatever you can gain from it, is built in. It's baked into cake. You can't change that. So you can, if you took and decided to do something different, you put those tires on residential grade, for instance, mower, which is significantly lighter, then you know you're going to have a harsher ride. Because the webbing between the surface, the hub and the treadwear surface is designed for X amount of weight to have X amount of deflection. So they're not adjustable is the big issue. Now on my tires, I have not had a single leak all year, and I think it's because of that sealant. I did a while back a video on it, the Mirror Seal or something, and there was a different brand that I noticed at the GIE Expo. But the stuff is not like slime, I'll tell you that right now. I mean, it works. From my experience, it really does work. So now, having figured that out on why I slid, because I do want to always, it's like the captain of a boat, you don't touch anything, and when you do, you dang well better figure out why it happened and how to make sure it don't happen again. What I'm thinking about is what I was trying to say in that other video was, is it better to have procedural safeguards in, and have, you know, I always do it this way because you found out in the past that if you don't, there's going to be a problem, like not putting your phone on the bed of the truck and things like that. You just don't give some accidents a chance to happen, you know what I mean? That's the way I work, because I want to structure my workflow, my flow, my rhythm, where I can move with some kind of rapid, speed, without consequence. Now, if you don't have procedural safeguards in place, your speed can be, whatever gain you have from it can be negated quite easily and often from losses, from haste makes waste type losses. So my idea is just have procedural safeguards in place so that they can't happen, instead of moving so slowly. That's one method. Some people have the perception if you move slowly enough, then you won't have accidents either. My thinking is, no, I don't want to live that way. I only have one thing of any value in my life, and that's time. So I don't want to waste it, or trade it for risk mitigation, or whatever, how you want to put it. You know, a lot of people, they'll take a bunch of money and they'll throw it at the potential for a healthcare thing by buying insurance. You know what I mean? The price of freedom is tolerance to deal with negative experience when it happens, tolerance of your neighbor, you know, not imposing a bureaucracy or legislation against them, because then you don't also have that restriction upon yourself. And also the price of freedom can be, you know, your ability to accept risk. So I'll accept the risk, and I'll find out gradually the things that cause negative consequence. I'll put procedural safeguards in, and I'll keep on moving at a faster pace, which is what's more comfortable for me. And there's going to be other people that are more comfortable with just being very slow and methodical. And if that works for you, that's great. All right, I'm going to get back to work. Y'all have a good day.